Alright, so some of you probably know who the YouTuber The Queer Kiwi is, some of you might not. I've made a few videos talking about her content, and you'll see why after this video, but if you don't know, her content is basically where she'll talk about two groups, men and straight people. Every time she talks about men or straight people, it's always criticizing them. And, you know, I would understand if her content was to highlight a man who, I don't know, was like a serial killer and say, whoa, men, don't be serial killers, right? Makes sense, got it. But what she does is she looks at memes and jokes or posts that are clearly not serious, that are either being hyperbolic, they're either being ironic, or just clearly not serious, and takes them as if they're the most serious representations of either men or straight people, etc. And by taking it super seriously, she draws these insane conclusions and gives commentary about how men as a group are out of control, they're insane, they're sick, they're gross, they're demented, don't be around them, etc. And the same thing with straight people, as to how straight people, you know, they're just kind of weird, straight couples don't get along, straight couples have issues, and this and that. And again, it's not like she's doing this through empirical evidence or research, or through, you know, looking at stories or reading articles, which even if she was doing that, I'd still think that's weird, because it's like, why is your whole channel dedicated to looking at the specific group of men and what they're doing wrong, and straight people and what they're doing wrong? But she has that goal, and she's trying to achieve that goal by criticizing memes that are obviously unserious.
The noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Be 13, 14 and already gay. Like, damn, did you at least try to get some pussy first? Making happiness.
Now, this video is called Please Never Talk to Women or Anyone. It was posted 1 month ago, so it's a pretty recent video. I feel like it would be fair to criticize this one. And it's 94,000 views and a pretty good like to dislike ratio. So honestly, if you don't know this person, this is the Queer Kiwi, and I think she hates men. I believe she's the biggest man hater on YouTube. And let's get into it.
Greetings, guys, girls, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to sit down and do something that we haven't done in a really long time, which is going through the r/just neckbeard things subreddit.
So she's gonna go on Reddit and look through a bunch of posts of these memes and, you know, try to tell us through these memes as to why men are the worst. So let's take a look.
Guy tips. A guy's guide to female body language. A girl wearing headphones and sunglasses. I'm available for a conversation. A girl who looks quite uncomfortable. I'm having a great time talking to you. A girl who looks super done with the conversation. Please tell me more. I am very interested. Another girl who looks super done with the conversation. I'm glad you joined the conversation I was having. A girl who is texting on her phone. I am available for a conversation. A girl who looks super pissed off. I would love to hear about your opinions. A girl like pulling the middle finger. I'm playing hard to get. A girl with a taser. I'm playing hard to get. And a girl straight up walking away. I'm a huge bitch and probably a lesbian anyway. Yeah. Yeah, okay, hilarious. We're laughing our asses off, getting a quality chuckle in there. Now, let me just say before you start yapping, this is, like I said at the beginning, obviously a hyperbole. I don't think a single man is going to see a girl with a taser in her hand threatening the guy she's talking to and think, wow. No, she's just playing hard to get. She doesn't want me to back off, considering she's holding a taser. She's just playing hard to get. Obviously hyperbole. This is a comic that is obviously hyperbolizing the stereotype of men not being able to get the hint, right? And it's doing so by being funny, by making a point that, like, oh, yeah, if I'm flipping a guy off and looking angry at him like I'm about to scream at him and shit on him and ash my cigarette on his corpse, then I'm just playing hard to get, right? Like, no man is going to actually see these two people and think, oh, they're just playing hard to get. They're going to think, okay, these are psychopaths. I'm in danger. I'm going to get away. Now, what she's going to think is, no, this is true. If a man actually saw these people, he would just think they're playing hard to get. So, you know, let's let her cook with caution. Lesbian anyway. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of men do love to read body language like this. No matter what we do.
Really? Is that true? Is that true that a lot of men see a girl with a taser and think that she's playing hard to get? Is that true? Like, do you honestly think that? That's an insane take, right? You know that that's an insane take. And that you might be suffering from some sort of delirium, some sort of delusion. I feel like this is a little bit ableist, because the only person who would actually read someone's body language like that would be someone with autism spectrum disorder, right? Like, only a guy who is, like, you know, has Asperger's would see a girl with a taser and think, oh, she's playing hard to get, because he is
is socially inept. He doesn't actually get what's happening. And you're saying, oh no, men just act like this. Like, no, I don't think we do. And I feel like the reason you're saying this so confidently is because you don't talk to men. And I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, because to be fair, your whole identity is surrounded around you being queer. You're the queer Kiwi. You have queer hair. Every single one of your hair follicles is a member of the LGBTQIA community. And all you talk about is, you know, straight people are bad, men are bad. So you don't really, I don't think you talk to men. Honestly, I don't think you do.
Dude, no matter how we exist, no matter how bad we are trying to tell someone to leave us alone, they'll be like, no, yeah, I'm the most interesting person in the world right now. They definitely want to talk to me. And they definitely want to hear my opinions, and they totally definitely will want to hook up with me. Yeah, no, seems pretty accurate. The amount of men who just...
You hear that? Seems pretty accurate, she says. Seems pretty accurate.
No, seems pretty accurate.
No, actually, it seems like a hyperbole, so therefore it is inaccurate, okay? It's a joke. Like, what?
The straight audacity and believe that they are entitled to your time is like kind of ridiculous. They're like, she should be so lucky to talk to me. I am the best thing ever. And if she doesn't like me, then there's obviously something wrong with her. It's like, oh bro, oh my guy, I don't like you because you interrupted me when I clearly did not want to speak to anyone. This is another comic. And it is a man and a woman in bed that says, I consent. I consent. And then a third man is like, I don't. And the woman says, and who are you? And he is holding like gender reveal balloons that say, congrats, it's a boy. And he says, the man who would have married you. And then the girl is like crying and reaching out to him as he disappears.
Okay, so this meme actually does have a bit of truth to it. If it's like this girl and this guy are in a relationship and she's cheating on him, he's like, oh, I would have married you and now I'm breaking up with you because you're cheating. So I feel like this one is like, it's not really a joke, but it's like pretty fair, I'd say. I think you're allowed to break up with someone if they're cheating on you, especially if, you know, it says congrats, it's a boy. If you're planning on having a kid with this girl and then she cheats on you, I think you're allowed to leave. Lol.
And this is one of the funniest images I've ever seen. This is so...
It was so funny that you had to force yourself to laugh. That's how you know something's funny, when you have to like clench your entire body and shiver for a bit to force out a laugh. That's how you know it's laugh out loud funny.
Oh, funny. I just don't understand why people have such a problem with other people having a sexual history at all. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's called cheating. That's called being unfaithful. That's called cheating on your boyfriend and having sex with another man when you're in a committed relationship. So I don't know how to tell you this. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but almost everybody who's in a monogamous relationship doesn't like it when their partner is cheating on them. So clearly that comic was not depicting some sort of polyamorous freak show, some sort of circus act. That was depicting a normal relationship. So what do you have to say about that?
If she is hooking up with someone and they are both consenting people, there is nothing wrong with that at all.
Yes, there is. That's why it's cheating. It doesn't matter if the two parties consent. She's consenting to doing something that's cheating. I don't... Either she's like too stupid to understand that the comic is portraying cheating, or she actually thinks that cheating's fine as long as everybody consents. Or I'm sorry, as long as like the two people cheating consent.
And the fact that you are like, we were soulmates, we were supposed to be together, but then you had sex with someone who wasn't me, even though you don't even know who I am. So
Wait, what? Obviously they know each other. Did you not just see the comic? The comic was a dude saying it's a boy. They had a kid together. So obviously they know each other. Do you need to go back to school? Like, do you need to start annotating documents as you read them? Like, do you have to go back to history class and start learning how to analyze primary sources? This is embarrassing for you. I mean, that was like an actual 5th grader could have understood what was happening in that comic. And you're here with your chest out being like, yeah, no, that comic is actually wrong. And I'm actually based on Awesome and Fart Pilled, and here's why you should know that. Like, what?
So we're not even soulmates anymore. Like, then you clearly weren't meant to be together anyway, were you?
Wait, they're not meant to be together because she cheated on him? I mean, yeah, because he shouldn't have been with her. Obviously, they're not meant to be together if she cheats. But you're saying they shouldn't be together because he's not accepting that she slept with someone else? Oh, no. Oh, bro, this is brain rot. This is just straight up brain rot. This is when you buy milk on the day that it expires and you try to drink it, bro. Not good, not good.
Like, if you aren't going to date me because of my sexual history, then you're not someone I haven't...
That's not sexual history. That was sexual happening right now. It's not like, oh, I had sex to somebody in the past, I won't marry you anymore. It was, I walked in on you doing it with a guy, I'm breaking up with you. Like, you saw the same comic as me. Why are you acting like you're schizophrenic? Like, we both saw the comic that you're responding to. It's not like the comic showed a girl telling her husband, like, oh, back in 7th grade, some guy touched my nipples. No, it was like he walked in on them having sex.
Interested anyway. I'm not dating someone who thinks that women have, like, a sexual expiry kind of thing, right? Like, if you don't think women are allowed to have the freedom to sleep with whoever they want, then you're not someone I want in my life. And I think that most of the women who are having casual sex also don't really want you in their life either. So, like, they're not missing out.
Yes, bro, you're a tool, okay? I don't know what you're thinking, but you're a tool. You're a donut. You donut! You're saying, oh, if you don't think women should be able to have sex with whoever they want whenever they want, then you're not the right person for her. Bro,
Excuse me?
like, do you not believe in monogamy? Do you not believe in being in a committed relationship? And I'm not saying for you personally, because personally you're probably polyamorous, but for most people, they want to have a committed relationship with one person. Like, that's ridiculous. They want someone they can call dibs on. Like, this is, like, absurd. It's like, no, and my girlfriend wouldn't want me to be sleeping around with whoever I want. Would you say that? Would you say, oh, if you as a woman think that your man shouldn't be allowed to sleep around and do whatever he wants, then you're not the right person for him? No, you would never say that, because that's absurd. If we live in a world without any relationship boundaries, then relationships have no meaning.
You potentially are, because you are crossing out women for a superficial reason. But, you know.
Bro, it's not superficial. Bro, in the comic, this guy walked into the room and saw his wife getting like that BBC or something. I don't even know. And you're saying that's a superficial reason? I guarantee you, if you got cheated on, like, you'd be heartbroken, you'd be crying, you'd be coping, seething, molding, spurting, etc. You'd be blackpilled, you'd be depressed. You'd be playing Logic 1-800 I Don't Want to Be Alive song. Like, I feel like, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but I feel like, does she have, like, has she ever dated somebody exclusively? Or maybe she actually did date someone exclusively and she cheated on them and then got broken up with and is now traumatized, so she's like trying to rationalize what she did through these memes. And now that's a crazy, you know, armchair psychologist moment, but I don't know why else you would do that. Like, this seems like a weird thing to defend.
That's your loss, not mine. It was so funny being like, I'm too good for you. You don't even deserve me because you're hooking up with this man. It's like, okay, bye. This is a dating profile for someone looking for short-term fun. I am probably better than you and out of your league, therefore you will submit to daddy or go away from me. 2. I don't negotiate or ever listen to women. I am your superior and what I say goes. I'm not your little soft boyfriend. You will respect me. 3. You will put me on the pedestal. I don't care whether you perceive me as toxic or a fuckboy. 4. I don't care about your zodiac sign or your opinion. I don't care about what you want or say. I will always put myself and my purpose first.
Okay, so before she says anything, I'm gonna go for, like, that's 90% likely a joke, or someone who's, like, doesn't actually mean what they wrote. Like, if that feels like a shit post, like, that feels like, does anyone actually read bios? I'm gonna put the most insane thing here and see if they read it. Now, I will say, if that was, like, a real thing that someone wrote and meant it, I'll say, okay, that's insane, but I really feel like that's a joke, you know?
Capitalization of this entire bio is, like, giving me a headache, but that aside, I have to believe this is a joke.
Wait, we agree. Okay, so if we agree that it's likely a joke, surely she's gonna treat it like a joke and laugh and giggle and frolic in the valley, right? And just have a jolly old time. But guys, I'm gonna be honest, she doesn't look like XD right now. She looks kind of sad. She looks like colon open bracket or open parentheses.
Right? Like, they sat down and they wrote this as an experiment to see how many people actually read bios and how many people just swipe on photos.
True.
Right? Like,
True.
It has to be a joke. This isn't serious. However...
Oh no. All right, let's hear it.
However, at the same time, no one who is actually joking writes this. They're like,
What? Yo, you gotta be on drugs. Your plug is getting so rich right now. Your plug just bought his mama a house. Like, I swear. Your plug, whoever sold you the weed that you're smoking, is getting rich. He's investing into crypto. He has a diverse stock portfolio with little risk. He's the Wolf of Wall Street, okay? He must be. He's getting so rich off selling you these drugs because you're delusional, okay? You're literally saying that if you write something down as a joke, that you mean it. Like, What? What? I write down to my friends, if they're late, I'm going to kill you. Where are you? Does that mean that I seriously thought about murdering my friends? No, it doesn't. No, it does not. And I need to hear how you're gonna justify this.
I'm gonna write it as a joke, but you had the thought in your brain, and if you're writing it even as a joke to be like, you don't read bios, see, you're still doing it to manipulate women, and so therefore still hold these beliefs to an extent.
If I write down on the internet, I'm allergic to strawberries, does that mean that I'm lying, that I'm actually not allergic to strawberries, and that I love eating strawberries, and that I fantasize about Widowmaker from Overwatch putting a strawberry into my mouth as I lay down on the beach? No, it doesn't. Although, considering how specific that was, probably doesn't do a good job defending myself. But okay, I'll just say this, right? If you write something that isn't true, it doesn't mean it's true. This is like the most kind of low IQ dialogue I've ever engaged in. She's saying if you write something so extreme that there's a little bit of truth to it, but that's not true. If that's true, all of my friends are going to jail. Half of guys with a sense of humor are going to jail. It's like, what?
So like, even if you don't mean this in its entirety, you don't not mean it, because you're still going out of your way to manipulate women and have a gotcha moment and are like, I'm smarter than you. Women are
I think you're delusional. Like, you're fighting the demons in your head right now. Like, you're fighting an invisible person. You're beefing with someone who obviously wrote a joke. Like, do you go to comedy shows? Like, do you go to a comedy show and the dude tells a joke, and then when the dude tells a joke about like, oh, I want to kill X group of people because they do X, you think, whoa, we gotta call the cops. This guy just made a threat. No, you don't. You laugh because it was a joke. You know, I saw Bill Burr. He opened the show by saying, thank God for COVID. It didn't kill enough people. Obviously, he's kidding, right? But would you hear that and be like, what did he say? Like, come on, dog, come on, playa, come on, cuh. How do we fix this? How do we fix this perspective? This perspective is so tainted, it's so wrong, it's just so fundamentally incorrect. How do we fix this? I think I'm gonna have to get on the phone with one of my friends. I think I'm gonna have to call up a black king to look into the situation to see if he can fix this, because I feel like, honestly, you know, I'm a strong person, but I'm not that strong. I think I need to get help from a black king to help me fix this. Like, how do we fix this problem where you're so disconnected from reality?
stupid. Blah, blah, blah. So like, whoa. The one thing I admire about bios like this, though, is that, like, they're putting it out there so that you don't waste your time on dates with these type of people. Like, I'm seeing this and I'm immediately swiping left because I want absolutely nothing to do with you. Imagine if this is something they thought and didn't put in their bio, and then you matched with them, and then you have to go out on a date with this person. Like, that would be awful. So as horrible and awful and gross as it is, they're saving us a lot of time and effort, you know? Like, they're putting it out there, but they're not gonna get any matches, and then they're gonna call women superficial. And it's like, they write this stuff and they're like, I can't believe women don't like me. Women are also shallow.
Excuse me? What? Like, you've made up a person that you're beefing with now. You're actually fighting the demons. Like, if you look at the ceiling for too long, you're gonna see an angry demon pop out and you're gonna pretend to fight it or something. Like, you looked at a bio that's obviously a joke, or like 99% likely a joke, and you've now made up a fake person that you're beefing with, who you've given character development to, saying that now this person who doesn't exist hates women and thinks that they're superficial. Like, alright, so I skipped one of her posts because it was definitely TOS. The guy who wrote it definitely was like an insane person. So she had one post in there that was actually written by a psychopath man who, you know, deserves to be criticized. So I'll give her that. She did include one post that was so bad I can't even include it, from a man that definitely was serious. So, you know, she gets 1 point for including one actual psychopath, but the rest are obviously jokes. So let's take a look at this one.
Most women under 30 today have been raised to do nothing in the house. They're unable to cook, clean, or properly care for a man. They're unable to do laundry without shrinking the clothes. They don't understand you're supposed to wake up before the man does so you can prepare coffee, etc. Someone would do well to create a how-to course on YouTube teaching the basics of womanhood to the younger generation that clearly hasn't been housebroken. My God. Well, firstly, there are a load of YouTube videos about this, like, that already exist.
Okay, first of all, I will say tweeting this is kind of cringe, but this guy clearly doesn't hate women. He's just, this is like the, oh, all millennials know how to do is eat hot chip, charge their phone, be bisexual, and lie. All he's saying is like, oh, women under 30 can't cook or clean, and they don't do laundry, and okay, they're bad at like doing stuff around the house, which is like, you know, maybe that's true, maybe that's false. I don't really know. I don't really care. So yeah, it's a bit cringe, but I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think it's like a hateful post, like, you know, enforcing stereotypes and whatever, but I don't know. I don't think it's really that horrible.
Load of YouTube videos about this, like, that already exists. There is so much content on YouTube about how to be a woman, how to care for your husband, how to be submissive. Like, that is already a very massive thing. on this platform. But that aside, make your own coffee. You should know how to look after yourself and cook and clean and do the dishes and all that. Like, those are not difficult skills, and you should possess those. You shouldn't spend your entire life relying on someone else to do those things for you. Like, I know how to cook. Sometimes I just don't want to, yeah? And I wake up early, and I could make you coffee. But, like, I shouldn't have to, you know? Like,
I don't even think he said that you have to. I think he just said it's a good skill to have, and most women under 30 don't have this skill. I feel like you don't even fully disagree with what this guy is saying. You're just kind of looking for a way to, like, beef with him. I can make coffee, but I shouldn't have to. No one ever said you have to. There's no one forcing you to make them coffee. What are you on about? Like, he listed some good skills that people can have. Now, your main argument should be like, well, you should have these skills regardless of whether or not you're doing it for a man or not, you know? It shouldn't be like, well, I shouldn't have to use these skills. Like, what? Your epic own on this guy is to be like a person that has no skills, okay?
you should do things for people because you want to, not because you have to.
Great point, Oppenheimer. Great point, Einstein.
When I was with my ex, he would wake up early and he would make me coffee sometimes, and then other mornings I would wake up early and I would make him coffee sometimes. Like, it depends on who's waking up and when.
Okay, so what's the issue then?
And what day it is, and like, it's all a bunch of different factors. You kind of just go with the flow and you share responsibility.
Yeah, that's great, but you still know how to make coffee. You still know how to do laundry. That's awesome.
You do nice things for each other. Sometimes you cook, sometimes they cook.
Okay.
Sometimes you do the dishes, sometimes they do the
Okay,
dishes.
yeah,
You share
yes, that's
stuff.
great. The point
Get
is that you
over
know
it.
how to do
You
it.
should learn those skills yourself. It is not
Okay,
a woman's job.
no
It is
one's-
everyone's job.
okay,
Everyone
I
should
agree.
know how to do it.
Yes,
Like,
completely agree.
Some relationships work where, like, sometimes one person really likes to cook, so they will do all of the cooking. But that doesn't specifically get delegated, is that the right word? I don't know, to the woman. It can be.
So it seems like you agree with what he's saying, that like, okay, you should have these skills, but your beef is that women shouldn't have to do it, which is like, I don't think anyone said they should have to do it, but you know, typically women are the ones that can kind of like keep the household operational, so it's like good for them to have that skill, I feel like. So I mean, yeah, they shouldn't have to, but like, yeah, I mean, more often than not, I feel like statistically women are at home more than men, so I don't see the issue in saying that women should learn this stuff.
Be just whomever. It depends on the relationship and who the people are that you decide the roles that you have in the relationship. I pity everyone who isn't us. My girlfriend between her 25th and 26th of the night.
Okay, this guy's definitely capping. This Discord guy is definitely not telling the truth.
This reads like someone who has never had sex before writing a porn. Yeah.
I mean, she's right about this one. This is obviously not true. I mean, there's some Discord guy saying he's going for 25 nuts. Nah, I don't believe that.
I pity everyone who isn't us. My girlfriend said between her 25th and 26th. I don't think anyone wants to orgasm 25 to 26 times in one night. That sounds like actually painful. Like, you don't need 25 to 26.
By the way, Kawhi, you gotta censor like a fuckload in this video, okay? You gotta censor all my swears, all her swears, and anything that's like too sexual, like censor orgasm, okay? Please.
Most people wouldn't really be into that. Most people don't particularly want to go that many times. And I don't particularly think you want to either. You're just saying shit. I don't think you've ever made a girl come even once, but, you know, good job for trying to convince us that you've made one girl.
I mean, I guess she gets a point for this one because it's like some Discord virgin saying that, so it's like obviously not true. But even now, she's like, oh, girls don't even want that. It's like, bro, that shouldn't even be your focus. Your focus should be on the fact that this guy's capping out of his bumhole
25 to 26 times, because I don't believe you. This is a tweet by Tim Pool. Start complimenting liberal women by telling them they look like either Dylan Mulvaney or Lizzo. Wow, you're almost as good looking as Lizzo. Okay, so here's the thing. We're not lying when we say that we think Dylan Mulvaney and Lizzo are beautiful. Because
You just laughed. You just literally laughed your ass off before you said we're not lying. That means you're lying. That's you when you lie. Before I tell a tall tale, I giggle a little bit. You know, I have myself a chuckle because I know what I'm about to say is totally cap. Like, you just died of laughter before saying that you think Lizzo's beautiful. Come on now. Stop this cap.
they are. Like, we're not.
No, she's not. Lizzo is not beautiful, and Dylan Mulvaney is that transgender who you know, got Bud Light employees financially terrorized. So, I mean, like, come on. And Dylan Mulvaney, like, let's just keep it a buck. You know, they want to say, oh, that's a beautiful woman. First of all, not beautiful. Second of all, you get the idea.
Not lying. We're not just saying that. It's because they are genuinely, objectively beautiful.
Objectively beautiful. Lizzo is objectively beautiful. Please, and I'm not f***ing with you. I want you to go up to 15 girls. Do this, and I'll believe you. If you go up to 15 girls and say,
"Girl, you look like Lizzo,"
and all 15 of them give you some sort of positive feedback, like a thank you, like a, oh, that's so sweet of you, like a, damn, girl, damn, I'm glad you think I'm bad as hell. If you get 15 for 15, a perfect score, an A+, then I'll believe you. You know, not only will I believe you, I'll delete my YouTube channel, and I'll fly to the Middle East, and, yeah, I'll fly to the Middle East, too. Why not? You know, take a trip there. Because if Lizzo is, you know, if every girl agrees that Lizzo's hot, then everything I know in my life is a lie. So the Middle East would be a great place for me to live. It would be totally safe and awesome, and they'd love me.
And I personally just don't think you should be saying you're almost as beautiful as anyone. I don't think we should be saying, like, comparing people's beauty to other people's beauty. We are all beautiful in our own ways. You can say to someone like, oh my gosh, you kind of look a little bit like Dylan Mulvaney. Oh my gosh, you kind of remind me of...
No. That's not what we're talking about. You said something different. Can you say that again? Just the way you said it.
Can you say that again? Just the way you said it.
That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about you kind of look like Lizzo. No, you look like Lizzo. That's the apparent compliment that you think is so good because Lizzo is objectively attractive. You look like Lizzo. That's the compliment. Dude, I'm sorry. If any of my guy friends went up to a girl at the bar and said, and that was his opener, you look like Lizzo, I would literally look at him in the eyes and say, you are a Rizless autistic incel. Like, I'd make him walk home. I'm like, bro, you're not getting in this car after that swagless performance. Like, that was horrible. You picked up no girl. Why would you think the you look like Lizzo opener was gonna help you?
Lizzo, like, you can say that, but saying shit like you're almost as beautiful as blank.
That's also not what we're saying. It's you look like Lizzo. It's not you're almost as beautiful as Lizzo. It's not you remind me of Lizzo. It's you look like Lizzo. That's the compliment. That's what you're saying is good.
Weird and backhanded compliment. It doesn't even matter who you're talking about. Like, I don't care who you're talking about. It's a weird thing to say. I just think that it's really backhanded. You're almost as beautiful as...
Not what we're talking about.
Saying you're almost as beautiful as anyone is weird. Even saying you're as beautiful as someone is weird. You can... just say that they look like someone. Be like, you kind of look like Lizzo. That's a compliment.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. And I want you to prove it to yourself by going up to 15 girls. They can't be drunk. That's the criteria. And ask them that question. And you can't bribe them. You have to get their honest responses. If you get a 15 for 15, I told you what I'll do.
Or it's not even a compliment. It's just a statement, you know?
Oh, it's not a compliment now. It's not a compliment. Even though she's objectively beautiful, it's not a compliment. It's just a statement.
Oh. And, like, some people will take it as a compliment, sure. But I think just, like, making an observation of, like, you look like this person is just, like, a statement to say. Saying you're as beautiful as this person, I think is weird. Your own type of beautiful. Just say you're beautiful. The definition of down bad. I would jump into an industrial paper shredder so that there's a chance that my body is recycled into toilet paper that you might use.
Okay, before she says anything, obvious joke, fake down bad. As being a fake down bad person, you know, it's like an ironic thing. Obviously, you wouldn't jump into a paper shredder. I don't think you guys need to hear this, but let's see how she responds.
How did your brain come up with that? How did you think of that? That's quite impressive, honestly. That is very, very creative and a horrifying image. I have a really, like, vivid visual imagination sometimes, and I can, like, feel the things people say. So, like, saying, like, I'll jump into a paper shredder, like, makes my entire body, like, you know? It's just not a good visual. It's not a good sensation. I'm not a fan at all. But my God, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Yeah.
All right, well, at least she understands that this one's a joke. Glad that she got the point on this one. So I don't understand why this is in the video. Please never talk to women. If this guy's funny and he has Riz and he could talk to women because he's funny, literally does not make any sense.
Definition of down bad, absolutely.
All right, now the last one we're gonna watch is this.
He says, I look and act like a real anime waifu, but I hate male anime fans. And a man stitched it and said, you ain't no waifu. Anime girls have self-respect. My waifu would never have an OnlyFans. She's not even old enough to make an account.
Whoa!
You're definitely too old to be single and childless. Clock is ticking. She wears a uniform. because she's still in high school.
Okay.
You cosplay as other people because you hate yourself. She's an innocent virgin with a cute laugh. You sell pictures of your vag for $9 a month. Ew. Comparing yourself to my anime waifu is like comparing a bipolar garbage truck to a $3 million Bugatti. No thanks. At the end of the day, e-girls burn in hell. Which...
Okay, so he's obviously joking about being a weeaboo pedophile. Obviously, I don't think you'd admit that. I think that's obviously a joke. Especially when you're putting your face out there, it's like pretty clearly like you're putting that all on the line because it's not serious, so...
Holy shit. One of the worst things I've ever seen. Oh my god. Just like, I love that this girl is like, I cosplay as anime characters, but I hate male anime fans. And he comes in like, I hate you, actually. You're not-
And I'm a pedophile. That's also, he said that I'm a pedophile, which I thought was funny because I don't think he is a pedophile.
not an anime girl. It's like, so yeah, this is exactly proving the point of the video that she said, that she hates male anime stans. And like,
Yeah, what do you think he's gonna do? Go in there and be like, no, not all of us are bad. Like, what? He's gonna do some pick-me shit like that? No, I'm glad he went in with the exact goal of like pissing her off.
thank you for
That's
proving
funny.
exactly what she was talking about, because you are a pedophile who like hates her for not being a child.
Do you not hear how funny that sounds? Come on, bro.
Imagine being so
Based?
like
Hilarious,
deranged
hysterical.
that you-
Oh, deranged. Okay. Anyway, though, I think that's all we had on the agenda for today. This video is gonna be super long, but if you got to the end, please leave a freaking like, man. And that's about it. See ya.